Final segment of this week's episode of Implicit Bias, Hour 2, always more fun. We are Implicit Bias Radio. You can find us at our website, www.implicitbiasradio.com. You can find all the back episodes. If you've missed any of this week's episode, find us wherever you've got podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all of them. And if you want to see, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on X. You can find us on Insta. You can find us on YouTube. Please follow, like the show. It means a lot to helping get out your implicit bias. So final segment here in the top secret podcast layer, the TSPL for the uninitiated. And man, came across this one and it was too good not to share. Millennial Monopoly. So for the crew here in the TSPL, first things first, the game ends when all of the properties are purchased. I want you to marinate on that I want you to marinate on that for a second.
That's when the real game gets fun.
Correct.
Because that's when you leverage, you put your kids in debt.
Yes.
Because they want to borrow money because they can't pass go. Man.
You want to know why we're in such a fiscal crisis as a country? It's because not enough parents made their children cry playing Monopoly.
Mine hate to play Monopoly with me.
Oh, mine love to play Monopoly because they're hyper competitive.
Oh, so that's why mine hate to play with me because we play it. I'm like, oh, look, you're falling up short, kiddo.
Yeah.
You need 1,000.
Yep, and that means you're going to have to leverage that property and you lose it, right?
Yeah.
They figure out what overextending themselves financially is. That's why Monopoly was so much fun. Monopoly was fun because it taught real life lessons while you were playing a game. It was practice, to quote Allen Iverson. Man, we talking about practice. That's what it was. Yet, now all of a sudden we have Millennial Monopoly, which came out, big 2014, 2017, something like that?
I think it was 2017, yeah.
27. So, I mean, that's 7 years ago.
And now, look, I never heard of it because if I'd have seen the name, I wouldn't have bought it. Case in point, we were going duck hunting. Oh, sorry, we were going squirrel hunting. And went and looked at the store because we love playing board games. We actually play Monopoly for hunters, which is a lot of fun. And
do I get to shoot you if you're on my property?
yeah, there's trespass. There you can trespass.
Is there a trespass?
There's
okay.
a trespass. So, and you can build a lodge also. But anyway, so my youngest Remy, he's looking at it. He's like, Dad, there's a Monopoly right here. And I was like, Monopoly for millennials? Oh, we're going to talk about that. And he goes, does it say Monopoly for losers? And I was like, yeah, it does.
So one of the first things is you don't get nearly as much cash as normal, which it's funny because if you read the comments, the millennials who've actually commented on it are like, well, this is like real life because we don't get all the cash that our parents got. And we'll never explore the dream of owning a home in the United States. I mean,
Well, and look, it's hard now, too. I mean, there was a point in time whenever you were told don't buy a house if it costs more than double your annual income. That was a rule of thumb years ago. Now, good luck buying a house if it's not 4 times your income.
To be fair to millennials, I would not want to be them in the current economy because it's really hard to get ahead coming out of college when college cost you $500,000 to go to, a normal state school, much less whether you go to a big private institution.
Quick question. Are there like 75 get out of jail free cards?
I don't even know if there is a jail.
Yeah, I don't think there's a jail in this
What
one.
I think there is, there's a Soros-backed prosecutor card that allows you to be arrested and they just don't hold you.
Yeah, it's
right?
it's a timeout corner with a safe space.
Yeah.
You go to it and you're like, look, I'll think about what I've done, but I'm going to do it again next time.
Okay, I'm just looking at the back of the picture, the back of the board, and this sums it up. The back of the board in big bold writing says, adulting is hard. You deserve a break from the rat race.
Life is the rat race. That's the whole point.
Adulting is hard.
Adulting's hard as hell.
It is.
Like,
but it's never been easy. I mean, and that's part of what bothers me here. What bothers me here is that there is the assumption that adulting was easy. It's never been easy.
When I look back and as a young adult talking to my grandparents and talking to other older adults, and I'm like, look, what's it like? And they're like, man, it sucked. From the moment I turned whatever age, it sucked. My grandfather was out there working in the fields at like 10 years old, trying to make things happen. And then talking to my dad. He's like, well, in high school, I worked construction. In high school, I did this. And I'm like, okay, I didn't have to do that. My life doesn't suck that bad.
Now, to be fair, and I will give this to millennials, there was a time when simply by the sweat of your brow, you could get ahead. Those days are gone. Those days seem to be gone, which is why, and things happen. Things happen over a long period of time, which is why millennial monopoly is over in an hour.
I see what you're talking about. You're complaining about the Iron Roughneck, the big machine that took everyone's job offshore.
No, I don't know if it's that.
No,
but literally, I mean, we go back and we've done this on the show before. We did this with Louis Pizzolatto when we talked about if you were making $15,000 a year in 1963,
Yeah.
you were making triple the cost of the top of the line Corvette at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You could accumulate wealth at $15,000 a year. Today, at $35,000 a year, you can't afford to pay your normal bills, right? Eli, you wanted to chime in?
Yeah, so I just had going back to the last segment. So I'm kind of doing my research on this topic as we're
That's
talking
fine.
about it. Looking at the front of the box, right above the word monopoly, there is a picture of a cow with the no cow symbol over the cow. So you said that, do they think that we're that dumb? Maybe we in this room are not that dumb, but maybe the millennials are believing your boy that wants to have everybody genetically.
What would be awesome is if in
Re-engineered.
millennial monopoly,
You
if
couldn't
could
buy
be-
a steak?
If you could be a rancher, and only one person could be the rancher.
Would you be a rancher or would you be a paid actor?
Oh, I don't know. Look, that's tough.
job. Good
Because
job.
the paid actor, and ring the bell, the paid actor gets to be part of the system. The paid actor gets to be part of the elites who get to sit there
They get
and
the
be,
government subsidized check at the end of the year for doing nothing.
they get to be in on the joke. They get to be in the club. And remember, as George Carlin said, it's not Republicans versus Democrats. It's us versus them. It's one big club, and we ain't in it. That's the ultimate end all of this. That is the period, full stop, end of sentence. Is that there is this belief, and there are people out there who will sacrifice themselves, they will sacrifice their soul to just be a member of the club. Just ask Puff Diddly Do. Because I'm telling you, there are going to be hundreds, if not thousands of people who were at those parties who were willing to sacrifice, you know what? If I were willing to say they were willing to sacrifice their rear end, it would have more than one meaning. I'm telling you, that was a thing, and there are people out there who would do it. So maybe they're just, they don't think we're that stupid. Maybe they're just accustomed to people who are that stupid. And that's the big secret. I mean, let's face it. We got Walker here, so we know they're out there, right?
There's hope, sir. There's hope.
There's hope, Walker. What I love about Walker is Walker's like 9.5, and he already knows the games. He's already seen them. He already knows the games they play, and he's already spotted them. He's not that 9.5-year-old. He knows how to work the tech, which is always fun. So do not forget, please don't go check our socials because we want to give away. We want to give away tickets to Winner Implicit Dinner.
Please do go check our socials, comma.
Did I mess that up and say don't go check our socials?
Yeah.
I did? Yeah.
You said please don't go check our socials.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
please do go check our
Please
socials.
do go check our socials.
Yeah. You want to win. Trust me. You want to be there. You want to have a great time. You want to drink with us.
You want to stick around. You want to have fun with your implicit bias. We'll see you in 7.